Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our Best Weapons of Modern Warfare series. The latest update has added a good amount of weapon balancing, including the weapon that we are going to talk about today, the Model 680. Like, with the range increase that the Model 680 did receive, you can do some serious work, man. Like, you could already get some pretty nasty one-shots with this thing, but now it is an absolute beast. They've probably made a mistake here, and they've probably gone a little bit too far, so they probably are going to nerf this almost as quickly as they did buff it. These buffs are as follows. So we do have a Model 680 slight range increase. There's also a range increase to the XRK 30-inch Sport Barrel and a slight range decrease and ADS increase to the following, which is the XRK 18-inch Liberator Barrel. This may have been the biggest mistake Infinity Ward have made with the balancing because this thing is insane now. I mean, I know the MP5 and the M4 are still god guns, but this thing is absolutely insane. So you have to try it out quickly before they do nerf it again. I've got you covered with the best class setup for the Model 680, which, like I said, this is a spicy one, almost too hot for YouTube. The 725 is still obviously the best shotgun in the game still, and I'm still sort of messing around with what the best class for that is. Disgusting! But we will of course talk about that another day. You've got here the overpowered Model 680 class, but just before we get into our class setup here, let's try and get this video to 7 likes. The support for the videos has been really great recently. I appreciate it so much. You guys are still smashing out those like targets and everything, and we are of course still growing all the time. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button with the notifications turned on so you get notified when my videos go live. We are still on the way to 500 subscribers, which after that, who knows what's going to happen. It's crazy, man. So let's talk about the class for the Model 680. Right, so as I said, the Model 680 is probably the second best shotgun in the game now. It feels like a slightly less powerful 725. You could even argue that this is as good, if not better than the 725, just because you can shoot more rounds. They have buffed the damage range with this thing, and it's absolutely wild. Like, this gun is definitely one of the most powerful with the recent buffs, but Infinity Ward is probably gonna nerf this, like I said, because it's just too much. Like, it's a bit much at the moment. With this class, we've made it as effective as it can be. We've maxed out the Model 680. I love it when they do weapon balancing with these updates. It just feels like a new game. Like, it always feels so fresh once you got something else to test out and just destroy everybody with. Like, we're gonna go over our Model 680 class here. So starting with our sidearm perks and grenade choices here, we'll go over them quite quickly because they are the same for most of my classes. We've got something that you actually need here. The X16 is for fighting people at those slightly longer ranges where the shotgun won't cut it. We've set it up like this. We've got the monolithic suppressor, the SynGuard Arms Advantage Barrel, the 5 milliwatt laser, the lightweight trigger, and of course the Akimbo perk. This is really powerful for actually like just spamming the trigger and you just kill people at ridiculous ranges. It's actually really good sidearm in this game. We have of course got EOD in the perk 1 slot, which does give us that explosive resistance. Dying to explosives in this game is a real pet peeve of mine. I just hate it. Kill chain's another good option here too. Getting those kill streaks into other kill streaks is really powerful. Perk 2, we do of course have restock. This is pretty self-explanatory. Getting more stims and more C4s is really strong. And of course, perk 3 is shrapnel, because chucking a second C4 at someone is pretty great. In the lethal slot, as I said, we do have the C4, and in the tactical slot, we of course have the stim shot, because you're basically doing yourself a disservice by using anything else. You will of course notice that in the background, we do have a different class than what we are using or what we were talking about in this video. Doesn't matter. This class that I'm about to tell you is better than the one that you're seeing in the gameplay in the background. So with our attachments, we are starting off with the muzzle, which is everyone's favorite, the Forged Tac Marauder, sound suppression, damage range, and a tighter pellet spread. On the class that you can see in the background, this does of course look like a soda can, but on the actual good class setup here, this is what it looks like. It's basically a monolithic suppressor, but better. This attachment is actually great for increasing our one-shot kill range. Like, it's pretty unbelievable how strong this is now. I can't actually imagine anything else being used in this slot. Like, you could of course use the monolithic or like the choke, but I feel like the Forged Tac Marauder is just better. It's usually hard to go past extending the range, and this is no exception. We really do need it here. We do of course lose a little bit of aim down sight speed and aim walking steadiness, but we can make up for that what we lose here with other attachments. You're going to be getting one-shot kills at pretty nutty ranges with this now, so extending this range out a little bit further is really powerful. So of course in the muzzle slot, we have of course got the Forged Tac Marauder. Our next attachment slot that we have is the barrel slot. We've got the 30-inch Sport Barrel. This is one of those fantastic barrel options for the Model 680, the damage range, tighter pellet spread, and tube ammo capacity. This is actually the target of one of the buffs here. Like, this saw a massive boost to our range and our pellet spread. This is a perfect option for this gun here. Like, every gun in this game would basically like to shoot a little bit further and be a little bit more accurate, and this is no exception. I feel like with this barrel, we do get a perfect mix of range and accuracy, slightly slowed down aim down sight speed, of course, but like I said, we can make up for that with our attachments. Imagine Infinity Ward releasing an update for this game and not making something like completely overpowered. That would just unbelievable. But as far as I can guess, this is likely to get nerfed. So if you are interested in using this shotgun, you probably don't have too long to wreck some lobbies with it. This is the best barrel option, the sport barrel here, and it just makes the gun completely insane. This gun is absolutely out of control. Like, you will see some dumb one-shots that you probably would not expect to hit. It just drops people so quickly. It seems that the Liberator barrel was actually the subject of a small nerf to its damage range, so this is an effective option while you're still leveling up. But once you get to the XRK 30-inch sport barrel, it's really, really strong, super powerful barrel option. So of course we do have the XRK 30-inch sport barrel. Our next attachment is in the laser slot. We have of course got the 1 milliwatt laser for the sprint to fire speed. Normally I'd use the 5 milliwatt laser, but I feel like the point of a shotgun class is to not immediately reveal your location to your enemy. With the 5 milliwatt laser, you're just an easier target. Don't get me wrong, having smaller hip fire spread is usually a good thing, but I feel like with this class, the visible laser does more harm than it does good. The 1 milliwatt laser gives us that huge boost to our sprint to fire speed, which is just fantastic. Such a powerful option with most shotguns. Like, without giving yourself away, you can take people by surprise very easily, and you just rack up those easy kills. So again, in the laser slot, we do have the 1 milliwatt laser. Sorry, little green light, not this time. We of course have no need for an optic here because we're using a shotgun, but moving on to an actual attachment, we've got the stock slot with the no stock option for a massive dose of movement speed and aim down sight speed. Aim down sight speed is basically the best stat that you can have on pretty much every gun in this game. A shotgun requires running around being aggressive, so you'll always want to get those sights up as quickly as possible to tighten that pellet spread. Now, it's no stipple grip tape of course, but it is a good start. Do we get our sprint to fire speed from our 1 milliwatt laser, which has saved my life on more than one occasion? Feels really strong to be sprinting around getting those sights up super quickly. I normally give this tip out in most of my class setups and it applies to the Model 682. You do pick one of the heavier, largest barrels in this game. You'll always want to get as much aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed as you can get. It does help balance out the negatives that you do get from the bigger barrels, so really powerful combination there. So of course in the stock slot we have the no stock, and I find that the next two slots are interchangeable with one another. In the perk slot, I'm thinking that sleight of hand could do some serious work for us. Faster reloading when you're loading single shells has to be a massive boost. Sometimes with the buff this thing received one shell is enough to kill someone, so the faster you can slam them into the gun, the more kills you'll get. This is another one of those attachments that can save your life, but like I said, you can of course interchange this with the underbarrel slot, which the Merc foregrip is the one that we've chosen here with the recoil control and the aim down sight speed. But like I said, interchangeable here. You can sort of choose what you like. If you want to have a little bit more control, you'd go with the Merc foregrip, get those sights up a bit faster, or if you want to reload that shotgun faster, you want that sleight of hand basically. So this is our full class setup here. All of the attachments that we have picked along with the huge buff make the Model 680 one of the most powerful shotguns in the game. And even with the class that you have seen in the background, it's still a very powerful option. Like, you can get a lot of kills with this, but I feel like this class that we've got here is very, very powerful. I feel like this is probably as strong as the 725 now, and it's probably going to get nerfed just as quickly as it was buffed. They've pulled a little bit of a meme on us here. Buffing an already pretty good weapon might not be that good for the game, but we'll see how it pans out. This is already certainly a fun weapon to level up if you've not started it yet. Now is a great time to do so. This thing is an absolute monster. If there is a weapon that you do want to see a class setup for, make sure you do leave a comment below and I'll get around to testing it. If you did enjoy this one or it did help you out at all, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe. If you are new around here, we are getting closer to 500 subscribers, of course, which is absolutely wild, and it really does help me out by letting me know that you're enjoying the content. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!